For more than 5 decades, yours has been the voice of leadership in a multitude of venues in the public and private sectors of Western Pennsylvania. In hearing your voice, many have learned the great truth that in the hearts of those who are revered as true leaders in their profession and their community is an unquenchable passion to serve others in the pursuit of a good greater than themselves, and to make that pursuit without thought of temporal reward. Since you became a lawyer in 1956, and all during the time that you were establishing your unparalleled reputation for excellence as a skilled business and tax practitioner, your voice of leadership was growing louder and stronger through our community. It was heard by your fellow lawyers at Kirkpatrick and Lockhart, now K&L Gates, who had you serve for years as their chair and senior counsel before bestowing upon you the unique honor of chairman emeritus in 2013 in recognition of your lifetime of service to your clients, your fellow lawyers, and to the law itself. But your voice has also been heard in countless corporations, organizations, and groups which needed your guidance and direction. The list of boards on which you served, the committees whose noble causes you advanced, the charitable groups that you have promoted, and the educational institutions which you have guided is so long and so varied to be seemingly an impossible assemblage for one man to have performed in a lifetime. And yet, you have done all of that and more. For your voice has also been that of a teacher and mentor to innumerable fellow lawyers, business and civic leaders, educators and public servants who have so often sought out your wisdom in times of great challenge in their lives. In sharing with them your insight and in exemplifying for them your passion for selfless service to a greater good, you have left behind a legacy of leadership for new generations to follow. We at Saint Vincent have been blessed to hear your voice, and in humble recognition of the example and guidance that you have given all of us, we are honored to present the degree, Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, to you, Charles J. Queenan, Jr., this 10th day of May, 2014. Thank you so much. Here's the official diploma. Thanks.
Bishop Brandt, Archbishop Douglas, Chairman Chris, Brother Norman. It is raining outside. It's kind of gloomy. Clouds are heavy. Nevertheless, I truly believe that indeed this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad he did. And I certainly thank the entirety of the St. Vincent community for this honor. Rest assured that I will always wear your colors with pride. As do the class of 2014, congratulations. Just think, you probably know more right now than you ever have before, and it's possible you know more than you're ever going to learn. So it would ill behoove me to try and tell you anything, because I do remember an epigram from Alexander Pope that I used to tell my children all the time. Remember, Pope is famous for his epigrams. Fools rush in for angels fear to tread. A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deeply but taste not of the Pyrean spring. But the one I liked and I regaled my children with was his authorship of "We think our fathers fools, so wise we grow, our wiser sons no doubt will think us so." And as you might expect with, "Oh, Dad, we've heard that before so many times." But from the standpoint of telling you anything, I'm not going to try. But I do want to remind you, not tell you, remind you of three things. First, you are now the stuff of which this spinning ball we call Earth is made, and what you are, it will be. Let me repeat, what you are, it will be. Secondly, as you leave here today, you're going out and you'll be playing many parts. And you may remember the cogent commentary of Shakespeare that all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. I could add to that, and one woman in her time plays many parts. And those parts are varied and will differ among you. And it may include a disciple of the kingdom of God, wonderful. It may include a devoted and loving spouse, a caring parent, a productive employee. But one that I would like you to remember is to be a good listener. You know, during my life, I've run into a number of very articulate talkers, glib, always saying something. But I've ran into very few good listeners, which is strange because that characteristic leads many from the standpoint of the bright spots, good end results that flow out of that characterization. And from the standpoint of listening, it also, if you're good at it, leads to certain leadership characteristics. Now, it's easy to be a leader in certain aspects. Command and control is probably the easiest. You do it because I told you to. It's quick, it's efficient, but chances are it doesn't last. Leadership emanating from a good listener, on the other hand, has a degree of understanding. When you're really good, you're able to make your idea someone else's, and that kind of leadership, I suggest to you, is lasting and will serve you in good stead. So I remind you, once again, to be a good leader. And finally, remember the admonition of Alfred Lord Tennyson to live true, speak right, right wrong, therefore, follow the king. Congratulations. Good luck. We're with you all the way.
Thank you, Chuck, very much. All of our students would respond by saying the first word of the rule of St. Benedict: listen, listen. So, Father Archabbot, Dr. Gallagher, please. As an alumnus of Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas, a college sponsored by St. Benedict Abbey, which was founded from Saint Vincent in 1858, you, like the students here today, have benefited from an education rooted in the liberal arts and sciences, immersed in the Catholic and Benedictine tradition. You received a bachelor's degree in physics and philosophy, but after a year of teaching high school science and mathematics and coaching cross-country, you came to Pittsburgh, a familiar neighborhood, the home of your grandparents, to study condensed matter physics. You were mentored at the University of Pittsburgh by Provost Emeritus and Distinguished Service Professor of Physics James Maher, who serves as a member of our Board of Directors and chair of the St. Vincent Seminary Board of Regents. In Pittsburgh, you earned your PhD and met your wife. You began your public service as a research physicist and instrument scientist at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, one of the nation's oldest research laboratories, charged with the often unrecognized but absolutely essential tasks necessary for the United States to be a leader in innovation, industrial competitiveness, and technology. There, you were awarded a gold medal, the highest honor of the Department of Commerce, which oversees the Institute, for your leadership in interagency coordination of scientific user facilities. Your outstanding scientific management and leadership abilities led to successive advancements. You became the Institute's 14th director, and a few years later accepted the concurrent position of the acting deputy secretary of the Department of Commerce, both presidential appointments. This summer, you will be leaving those positions to accept your dream job, becoming the 18th chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh. For your passionate and committed public service and innovative, collaborative, and wise leadership over the past 20 years to enhance the competitiveness of the United States in science and technology, for your unusually broad scientific interests, your uncanny skill at translating scientific inquiry for non-scientists, and your ability to implement a strategic organizational vision, and for being an exemplar of the finest attributes of a Benedictine education in the liberal arts and sciences, and for returning to southwestern Pennsylvania to lead a nationally renowned university. Saint Vincent College is proud to present the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa to you, Dr. Patrick D. Gallagher, this 10th day of May, 2014.